Hello and welcome to What's Map for Cities Skylines, your one-stop shop for everything workshop. There are thousands of items on the workshop now, so finding the right one for your next city build is a huge task. So each day, Monday to Saturday, we'll review some using our 5-star rating and the coveted seal of approval. So join me, fellow Skylines explorers, as we venture out to today's new land. Who am I? I'm BonBonB, and you are very, very welcome.
Come here now, girl.
Hello and welcome to What's Map, your one-stop shop for everything workshop. Bonbon here, how you doing? Right, okay, today we have got a map that is quite nice, very playable, but does have the feeling of a map that kind of got away from the creator. They've spent a lot of time on it. You can see a lot of time has been spent, but they probably needed to spend that amount of time again to get it up to the standards that we really hope for, you know, a Zosso or an Icania standard. That said, I'm not saying it's a bad map, it really isn't, but there's going to be a lot of minor flaws with this one. However, if you hang on a moment and we'll have a look at this little trailer from last night. Yes, the Steam monthly map chart show is now up and online. I will link to this at the end of today's show. Also, of course, you can just join me on the channel. We've got a brand new #1 this month as well. I wonder who could be the creator of that. Only two ways to find out: watch the video or check it on the Steam workshop. Right now it's time for your daily reminder. You know what to do it now. Pretty please do it now, I should say. Yes, of course, clicking like really does help the channel to grow, so thank you very much for your support. And if you're new, yeah, sure, watch the video first. I understand. I wouldn't force you to do anything you wouldn't want to do, like watching the Clover Bay review by Sengin. Right, so Sengin's the creator. There is the start square potential problem. It says in the description, sorry, in the comments on the workshop, that there is a fault with the start square. There really isn't. Trust me on this one, guys. There's your resources. All of that is iron ore. That's very interesting that half the map has been dedicated to that. Off to the workshop. What do we need? Not too much. We've got a few props, tunnel entrances and the Shell gas station and stuff. I don't even remember seeing the Shell gas station. Obviously there's a lot to review with this map, and the bridge as well. A bridge as well. So there's no it's a vanilla theme and satellite LUT. Now, one thing you'll see a lot on this particular map are junctions like this. Now, this particular map is based on a computer game called Mafia. I believe it's Mafia 2. I mean Mafia 3. I'm sure it's Mafia 2. They've recreated the map or done their take on it. I'm not going to mark down those intersections because if it's a take on Mafia and I've not played Mafia, the intersections might be like that within that particular game. So I'm not going to mark it down for those intersections, although they could be problematic, especially when you get into the middle of the inner cities, of course. Right, okay, down here is our first intersection, and the intersection looks like that. It's not bad. We do have some major glitching going on down here though, and I'm going to do a quick fix on this one to show how long it would take to put it right. I do forget how to use move it. What is oh yeah, I need to select the, there we go, that's the right tool. Now just a little bit of edging about with the move it, just to get the node further along, pull it out a little bit and just bring it back to where it starts glitching out one node. Bingo, there we are. That's a lot better. Got rid of, and there's a lot of little issues like this within this particular map. It's not bad though. A little bit of glitching between the roads there as well, off towards the edge of the map, so you may not be bothered by that. You know, you're not going to be looking at this part of the map too much. More road glitching. I'm not going to show you a fix on this one. I think you can probably work out how to do it. We also got a tunnel entrance glitching into the road here as well. Now these tunnels, and also of course a street lamp growing out the top of it, I'd have a problem with that. But yeah, the tunnel entrances are there to make everything look prettier. Unfortunately, I don't think really they do that much. Yeah, we've got dirt road entering the highway there. I don't once again have a problem with that per se, because it might well be based on the real map. And what do I know? Because I've not done the review based on Mafia. I'm just doing it on the map as overall. Now down here we've got an intersection, and we've got a flyover which is a little bit low. Once again, the donut is not going to survive going under here. Also, we have a street lamp clipping You can probably make that one out there. And there's another one just on the lower tier there. Once again, not going to look at every single intersection for clipping street lamps. It would be a bit silly to do so. What wouldn't be silly is if you hit the subscribe button right now if you're not already subscribed, because, well, that would be a sensible thing to do. Okay, intersection. Now we get a bit of a loop around here. If you want to get to the opposite side, you have to take a right here. This loops around the entire area. If you follow this down, you end up going underneath that loop round. So, yep, just sort of show you that. However, if you get down to this, horrible intersection, once again, not marking it down, and take a left, we're heading in towards the start square. Now, the tunnels here, first of all, they drop off into nowhere. That's like the pit of oblivion there, isn't it? It looks like they're all concreted up at the bottom there. That looks pretty poor also. And also we've got some jinky janky as we approach. So everything's just a little bit not quite perfect. And then if we head over to the other side though, we got plopped in tunnel entrances to decorate. What? Why not on the other side? Why only this side? I don't know. And if you have a look down here, they're not level, they're not balanced. It's all just a little bit shoddy. Then it starts getting good again. Down here, you've got obviously the start square. It's pretty good. Lots of build play going on there. And yeah, this is your water source for the start square. But yes, there's a bit of a grumble in the comments that you can't get to the start square from the outside connection. But I've just shown you that you can. So ignore that. But if you're coming from the opposite direction, obviously you can just do a turn back. But if you're coming from the opposite direction, let's find the way back to the highway or somewhere via this route. And this is more your hilly. Well, we can go. I should take the dirt track. Let's take the dirt track just to show you can get there via this route first of all, and then you can see it loops down and does connect up with the highway at the bottom. But if we go the other way, and actually we'll try and get to that same highway taking the actual tarmac road. It's not difficult. It's not difficult. It is a bit meandering and not the most efficient, but once again, based on a map I've not reviewed or not seen because I've not played Mafia, I just don't have time for it. I wish I did. But I don't. Follow the road down here, across all the dirt tracks, down the side of the river, and you can see lots of traffic there. So once again, you can get to the traffic flow, the traffic feed via these dirt road, tarmac roads. Got a little bit of a traffic issue going on there with traffic stopping and starting. Not going to show you how to fix that because we've done that very recently. Bit of detailing with the walls down here, very nice indeed. And obviously got the turbines up on the hill already. And then we take a left here. Once again, gets you down to the moving traffic. We're going to take the right and take the tarmac road up this way towards the coast this time. Off in the fog a little bit, but it's not so much that I'm going to switch it off. Cemetery, hello cemetery, goodbye cemetery. There's some more wind turbines, fine. And then over here we merge back down via the S-bends to the highway. Once again, it's not pretty, it's not efficient, but it does work. So I'm kind of okay with that, kind of. So that's your start square. That is where everything's going to feed to. It's just going to possibly be a little bit of a problem with traffic, possibly. Down here we've got the rail, and there's a few rail routes. We're not going to review all of them, just one or two. Obviously you've seen there we have got the industrial, which doesn't link with the outside, and we do have some encroaching farms. Now I forgot to go back and look at these farms later. The detailing on them is quite poor with the prop line tool, I'm afraid. It's quite poor indeed. I wish I'd gone back and videoed it. I spent glitching in the railways there. Actually, look at the sleepers on here, all slanted and squidged. You get a better view from down here. And there they are, slanted and squidged. But yes, I wish I'd gone back and look at this tunnel entrance here. Actually, once again, show you how quick it is to fix this. Once again, off to move it, not first person mode. That's the one. Move it, and come on, that's it, and just move it across. There we are. And see the amount of work that's gone into this map, and there's lots of little things like that need to be done to put things right. Again, the pit of oblivion with the rail. There we are. Oh dear. And as it pops out the other side, yes, we've got the tunnel entrance on this side. which is weird. We have it on one side and it's off center as well, and it's just ugly, I'm afraid. Sorry. More glitching there with the slanted, oh, I don't know, minor stuff. But overall, I mean, you look at the map as a whole, it's pretty good. Just needed a few more hours spent just going over with the fine-tooth comb, getting it to perfection. But yes, I wish I'd gone back and oh, look at this rail. Oh dear. Yeah, I wish I'd gone back and showed you those fields, because they're a little bit shoddy too, I'm afraid. The rail pops out over here. We've got the 3 tunnels here, and if you look at the tunnels from this angle, there's all sorts of funny things going on there. Traffic going off to the right there, and blue mantle. You have some blue mantle. You don't see the mantle from this angle, although you can get in underneath. But from that angle, yeah, blue mantle. Oh dear. Okay, right, and then this heads off towards the docks. And the docks is where the rail ends, and that's where we'll nip off to Assetville, because we like an asset review. And today's asset review is by Jens. And oh, Jens always does this, or Jens if you prefer, but it's definitely Jens. This is a Geralt house. Yeah, something like that. Once again, an absolute classic European commercial building. It's one of a set going through the levels 1s, 2s and 3s, so you can plop this down as a growable and it will grow. Very nice it is too. Absolutely glorious. Love the texturing as well. Cannot grumble about that. And of course a nice little yard at the back as well. It's all very smart done. Gerald the House. Yeah, that's probably it. Gerald the House by Jens. It's the latest asset of the day as we prepare to get on the plane and jet across to Themington Island for a little bit more of this week's Theme and Luck combo. And boy, it's a good one. All aboard the flights. Oh, it's night time. Of course, it's night time. Thursday, always night time on Thursday. It's Not So Rocky map theme by Carnador with the Definitive Vision LUT, and we've got a couple of cat factoids for you about cat lovers and cat haters. 3 people who were cat lovers were Winston Churchill, Raymond Chandler, and Samuel Johnson. You thought I was going to say Samuel Jackson, didn't you? Eh? Didn't you? Yeah? No? And they were all cat lovers, but I'll tell you who wasn't a cat lover. And that was a President Eisenhower. I think he was in charge of the United States at a time of war. I think that's the guy. Anyway, he hated cats so much that he ordered any trespassing on his property to be shot. Now, I cannot approve of this. I'm a cat hater myself. I'm not, well, a cat hater. I'm a bit meh towards them. I don't trust them. Dogs, love them. Cats, less so. But I would not condone the shooting of a cat. I think that's a little bit cruel. So there we are. Okay, let's head back to Clover Bay by Sengin and have a look at the shipping routes. The shipping route's not bad, actually. I quite like this. Like the way it bends and arcs in a little bit here, so that you can get in with a direct route into the harbour there. That's very nicely done. If anything, that's the thing that most impressed me with this map. There's a few things to impress me with the map. That was one of them. Okay, water flow. We've got some gentle water flow. It is a river. It is a flowing river. You can see the water moving there. There's one little white arrow as well, just to prove it. And it just edges its way down through lots of minor waterfalls and stuff to this little lake. And the lake is a reservoir because we got to the dam there. And then the water flows out through into the bay, except for it doesn't. The water is coming in. It's a tidal. It's a tidal bay, and so somewhere in this area here the water is going to congeal a little bit, may cause you some pollution problems, but you're probably okay. Well, let's fingers crossed that we are anyway. So that's your start square, and yeah, the water's pushing inland just a little bit from there, but at least it's moving. Okay, now the thing with this map, there is a lot of infrastructure, but there are some nicely laid out neighbourhood ideas, like here. I can see that as being a low density residential area. And then if we head down towards the bridge, looks really good, doesn't it? But you just know as we get closer, the detailing is going to fall to pieces. Like here, you can already see we've got problems with the bridge. It's a lovely bridge. If I remember rightly, Who was it? Who was it? Air Only? Is that the creator? He used this in one of his bridges and one of his maps. And he did a great job of it. Like here, we've got the bridge pillar cutting into the actual road, and unfortunately, the whole thing just is a little bit shoddy. Once again, you can see a gap going down the side here. Then we've got a jinky janky, and yeah, it's just not quite to scratch. And again, as we come off of the bridge, just look at the way the roads merge back together there. Not the greatest bit of custom bridge work I've seen. It just looked a little bit rushed once again. It's a shame. And down here we've got tunnels. Oh, these tunnels, I had to groan with these. These could have made this tunnel entrance look absolutely stunning. And what we've got instead is a bodge job, I'm afraid, there. It could be so good. Honestly, that could be really nice. And over here as well, different tunnel exits, but they're still... Once again, they're not even clipping into the mountain there. And if you get down here, it just looks poor. Sadly, a letdown. And then you get little things like this. This little dirt road down here looks okay. Where's this go to? Well, it goes to the jetty, and it's been nicely detailed in. I buy into that. And the same with the Essential Lighthouse. Ah, the Essential Lighthouse. And I like the way that you can come up this dirt track and it just feels, you watch the way this just opens up and you're just like, welcome to the lighthouse like this. It's so nice. This was so well done. It could be pushed in a little bit more into the terrain, but it's still not bad at all. And around here, and then you look at this location and you can buy into that being a lighthouse position. Got a little bit of water glitching going on as well. It's very difficult to do much with that, but I do point it out. It is a flaw again with the detailing. Let's have a look. And once again, the hills need a little bit of smoothing, just a little bit. I like the fact they're a bit rugged, but they just need a little patch of the old smoothing brush on. And the water in the rivers. Let's have a look at the rivers. The rivers are okay. Yeah, this once again jetty just before. I can see this being where you get into your canoe and take on the rapids. Like that idea. This one's a bit high. This one's a little bit high. If the other jetty was the right level, then that one is just way too high, I'm afraid. And we keep coming on down. We've got some more rapids here. This is nice, actually. This is aesthetically very pleasing and will be our thumbnail, I'm pretty sure, when we get to the end of the show. And we've got some more rapids there. Opens up into the reservoir. And now this again is a little bit high. Nicely detailed in again, but just a bit too high. These are, well, they're drowned trees. If the water flow was what's supposed to be higher for the jetty, it's not. It would completely drown those trees, which is not good. Water glitching going on there again, and a little bit of road glitching. Don't often see that, but a little bit of road glitching going on there as well. And yeah, pull them up and have a look over here. Ah, we've got some stuff going on here. A couple of jetties again. These would surely be at the same level, but no, one's much higher than the other. And we've got the road, which is the road to oblivion. I'm okay with that. I think that's intentional, and I'm going to let that go. But yeah, the piers would be, I think, at the same level. And we got a castle. Ooh, a castle. I do like a castle. Castle on the island, highly defendable. Like that. It's not overly detailed. I've seen better, but actually I like it. I would accept that. I would accept that. It's good. And then over here we've got an island with some drowned trees again. More bushes this time. Poor old bushes. Getting wet at the ankles. Roots are getting soggy. Okay, your chance to vote on the map. Is it a 1-star map? Is it a 5-star map? Is it somewhere in between? While we have a look at the top of this hill. One too many dirt roads, I think, going on with the hills. It's nice to have them as routes, as walking routes and stuff, but I don't think they really add that much extra, apart from the fact, of course, it is very much tied in with the original Mafia map. Right, okay, let's settle down and give this thing some marks. Aesthetically, there's a lot going for it. There's a lot holding it back. Somewhere in the middle is a 3. That's what I'm going to give it. A detailing, it could easily be a 4 with another 5 or 6 hours spent on it. Easily be a 4. The best I can do is give it a 2. 2 stars for detail. Gameplay potential, do you know what? I think this is highly playable. There's going to be a lot of you who will complain there's too much infrastructure already, but I'm going to give it 4 stars. I think there's a lot of gameplay in this one. Clover Bay by Sengin is actually a playable map. Just needs a lot of extra work done on it if you want to have that perfect map for your screenshots. Okay, everybody happy? Everybody happy with that? Do you disagree? Your chance to put me right, of course, is in that vote, which is still up on the screen now if you want to go and click on it and give it your own personal marks. Right, okay, thanks very much for watching, commenting, liking and subscribing. Join me tonight. I'm going to try and get a map making out tonight, do some more work on Duvo, get it a bit closer towards completion. And of course you can watch an old map review there. It has a vote on it and just put up there this morning. So it'd be nice to see a few of your votes go on that map as well. And of course join me tomorrow for another map in the What's Map series. I've been BonBonB, you've been very, very welcome. Now get on and do some work, guys. You've done enough YouTubing.